Hi, hello everyone. Have a pleasant day. Welcome back to Nelenadar Senior Voice channel. As you all know, we are in Unit 2, Chapter 5, Python Variables and Operators. Come on, let's go. As you all know, we are in Chapter 5, Python Variables and Operators. And in this chapter, I introduce what is Python and who introduced Python. Guido van Rossum. This is the person who introduced Python. And Python is a general purpose language as well as a scripting language. All these things I explained. Even Python is used as an object-oriented programming language. And key features of Python. Then programming in Python. There are two modes where you can write programs in Python. One is interactive mode, another one is script mode. Right? How to start Python. Right? And how to give scripts in interactive mode. Right? And how to write a small program in script mode, and then how to save it, right? How to save a Python program, okay? And then how to execute Python script, right? Then you learned in my last video input and output functions. What is print function and the examples, then input function and the examples, right? Then comments in Python, how to give comments in Python. There are two ways you can write comments in Python. One is single line comment, another one is multi-line comment. And what is indentation? As I said, I will give a brief introduction about indentation when I start programming, okay? And today I'm going to start tokens. See, as you all know, there are 5 tokens which you already learned in 11th standard in C++, right? Do you remember? Yes. So Python breaks each logical line into a sequence of elementary lexical components known as tokens. The normal tokens types are, first one is identifiers, keywords, operators, delimiters, and literals. All these things you already learned. Identifiers are nothing but variables, literals are nothing but constants, and keywords you already learned in C++, just recollect it, and operators, delimiters are nothing but punctuators. Can you recollect those things? Right. White space separations is necessary between tokens, identifiers, or keywords. Same like C++. Okay. Now we are going to see one by one. First, we will see identifiers. Identifiers is also called as variables, right? An identifier is a name used to identify a variable, function, class, modules, or objects, right? And like C++, even identifiers in tokens in Python should follow some rules, right? Same like C++, right? And identifiers, an identifier must start with an alphabet, capital A or small a, or end with capital Z, or start with capital Z and small z, or underscore. Same like C++, just recollect all the things which you learned in C++, right? Second, identifiers may contain digits 0 to 9. Python identifiers are case sensitive, that is, uppercase and lowercase letters are distinct, means unique. Identifiers must not be a Python keyword, same like C++, right? Python does not allow punctuation characters such as percentage, dollar, at, etc. within identifiers, right? Within identifiers, we should not use any of this, right? Example of valid identifiers. See here, sum. Okay, all are characters. Total, underscore marks, underscore you can use it, right? And register number, yes, number 1. See, all characters and end with some numbers, no problem, right? You should not start with number like this. See, these are invalid. Starting with number, followed by characters. So invalid. Name and the special characters. So this is invalid, right? And total hyphen marks. This is not underscore. So invalid. Continue. Do you remember break and continue, which you learned in C++? Same thing. So this is a keyword. So you should not give as a variable name. Now, identifiers you already learned now, right? Now, keywords. Keywords are special words used by Python interpreter to recognize the structure of program. As these words have special meaning for interpreter, they cannot be used for any other purpose. You should not use for any purpose. These are the keywords. False, none, class, continue, finally. All these things are keywords. Is it clear? Understood keywords. Now operators. In computer programming languages, operators are special symbols which represent computation, conditional matching, etc. The value of an operator used is called operands. I think I already explained this. A plus B. Now, these two are called operands. These are called operators. Okay, understood now? This is a variable identifier. Is it clear? Operators are categorized as arithmetic, relational, logical, assignment, etc. Value and variables when used with operators are known as operands. These are operands. These two are operands. These two are operators. This is identifier. Right? Now, one by one, we are going to see. First is arithmetic operator. An arithmetic operator is mathematical operator that takes two operands, right, and performs a calculation on them. They are used for simple arithmetic. Arithmetic means addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, etc. Most computer languages contain a set of such operators that can be used within equation to perform different types of sequential calculation. Understood? One by one we are going to see. Python supports the following arithmetic operators. These are operators, these are example and the result. One by one we will see. Now they have stored A is equal to 10, A is equal to 100, B is equal to 10. Keep it in mind. Now we are going to perform additional operator. A plus B, 100 plus 10, 110. Subtraction, A minus B, 100 minus 10 is 90. Then A into B, 100 into 10, that is 1000. A divided by B, that is 100 divided by 10, that is 10.0. Okay, so you are dividing two numbers. When you divide two numbers, that naturally the output will be in float. Keep it in mind. Now, A modulus 30, this is modulus sign. Remember, even in C++ we used the same symbol, right? So, this will give the quotient, Q it is, okay? And this will give the remainder, right? You divide 100 by 10, okay? 10 tens are 100, okay? 0. Here you see they used 30, keep it in mind. B, they have not used 10, okay? That's why you're getting this. Keep it in mind, right? Understood? They used 30 here, divided by A modulus 30. Now you divide like this, 100. And then here they used 30. How many times? Okay, so here 3s are 30, 3s are 90. Then the remainder is 10. Right? Understood? So That's why you are getting 10 here. Now this is a to the power of 2. What is a? 100. 100 to the power of 2. That is 100 into 100. That is 10,000. Understood? Everyone? Right. Now this is floor division. Okay. 100 divided by 30. It is similar to this. It will give the quotient. See here. That is 3. See here. Quotient. This is exactly similar to division. Is it clear? Now we understood all these arithmetic operators, right? One example they had given. A is equal to 100, B is equal to 10. Print the sum A plus B, difference A minus B, all these things, right? We will see this in Python, okay? Now see the program. Same program I typed. A is equal to 100, B is equal to 10. The sum A plus B, difference A minus B, product A into B, and the quotient A divided by B, and the remainder A modulus B, exponent. Exponent means power. A into B, then A floor division B. Now I am going to run the program. Now see the same output, right? Understood now? Fine. We'll go back. Now we are going to see relational or comparative operators. You're going to compare two numbers, right? A relational operators is also called as comparative operator, which checks the relationship between two operands. If the relation is true, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Right? Very interesting, right? Now, these are the relational operators. Now, equal to. See here, there is difference between 1 equal to and double equal to. Same concept you already learned in C++, right? This is assignment statement. This is comparison statement. Fine. So A equal to B. Already A is 100, B is 35. So 100 is equal to 35. No, false. Greater than. 100 is greater than B. Yes, 100 is greater than 35. Yes, true. 100 is lesser than 35. False. 100 is greater than or equal to B. Yes. See here, two operators you are comparing. So first it will compare A is greater than B. If it is true, yes, it will take it. Suppose if this is false and this is true, it will take it. Okay. So A is lesser than or equal to B. False. Okay. Now this is not equal to symbol. Okay. In mathematics we use like this, right? So in computer keyboard there is no symbol like this. That's why exclamation and equal to sign is considered as not equal to. Understood, everyone? Now you see this program, the same program. What is there in your textbook? 100, A is equal to 35, B is equal to. Then here you see A is equal to B, A is greater than B, A is lesser than B, A is greater than or equal to B, A is lesser than or equal to B, A is not equal to B. Okay, so I already saved the program. Fine, I'm going to run it. Understood? Right? Okay. False, true, false already I explained. Fine. So the next topic is logical operators. So in Python, logical operators are used to perform logical operations on the given relational expressions. There are three logical operators. They are AND, OR, and NOT. Same thing in Boolean algebra you learned, right? Last year, second chapter. Operators, examples and result. See here, assume A is equal to 97, B is equal to 35. Now OR operator you are going to use. A is greater than B. A is 97, B is 35. A is greater than B. Yes, true it is, right? Or A is equal to B. A is equal to B. 97 is not equal to 35. So it is false, right? So true means 1, false means 0. Understood? OR operator we use plus 1 plus 0 is 1. So it is true. Is it clear? Right? Now AND operator. AND operator, same thing we are going to do. A is greater than B. Yes, it is true. We will put here true. And A is equal to B. 97 is equal to 35. No, it is false. Do remember what operator we used for AND? Multiplication. So 1 into 0. 1 into 0 is 0. So false. So you are getting false. Understood? And not A is equal to B. A is greater than B. A is greater than B is true. Okay, not true. That means false. Opposite. Okay, it is not true. That means false. Is it clear? Okay, they had given one example. Okay, they asked you to input two values and find the logical operators, right? I already typed the program for you. I'm going to run the same program, right? Input A, input B. I'm going to find first whether A and B, okay, that is A is greater than B or A is equal to B. Same thing using AND operator and NOT operator. Okay. Now it is asking you to enter the value. So I'm going to give 10 for A and 20 for B. Okay. So A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. So 10 is greater than B. No, false. A is equal to B. 10 is equal to 20. No, false. So A is greater than B. This is also false. And this is also false. So 0 into 0 is 0. And A is greater than B. No, A is not greater than B. It is false. So not true. Not false means true. Is it clear? Yes? Any doubt? Okay. Right, we'll go back. Now you understood logical operators. Now assignment operators. Already you know equal to is considered as an assignment operator. In Python, equal to is a simple assignment operator to assign values to a variable. Let A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 10. That means 5 is assigned to A and 10 is assigned to B. Is it clear? So these two assignment statement can also be given as A comma B is equal to 5 comma 10. In Python, you can give like this. In Python, you can give like this. So A will take 5, B will take 10. That assigns 5 and 10 to the right to the variables A and B respectively. There are various compound operators in Python like plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to, division equal to, modulus equal to, power equal to, and floor equal to. All these things I already explained in 11th standard. Just recollect it. Okay. Assume x is equal to 10. Assign that is equal to operator. That is, you are assigning 10 to x and computer to b. Is it clear? Now plus equal to, now here you see x plus equal to 20 plus equal to 20 is considered as x is equal to x plus 20. Okay, this plus operator you are shifting in front of equal to and you are removing this x. That's all. Okay, same way minus, you are shifting minus before equal to and you are removing this x. That's why x minus equal to 5. Is it clear? Same way multiplication, you are bringing this multiplication operator in front of equal to, you are removing this x. That's why x into equal to 5. Same thing. So we will see one example which is given in your textbook. Okay, that is 5.4. Now here input a value. Okay, and then you are going to see, right? I'm going to run this program. You will see one by one. Run. It is asking you to enter the value for x. Okay, just to suggest any value for x. Shall I give 10? Okay, 10. Now here you see x value is 10. Okay, the x is 10 and here see your textbook. Okay, x plus is equal to 20 is given. So 10 plus 20 is 30, right? So x minus is equal to 5, right? So here you see, keep it in mind, already 30 is stored in the memory. Now this 10 will not be there in the memory. Keep it in mind. This 30 is there in the memory. So that's why 30 minus 5 is 25. Is it clear, everyone? So now x value is 25. 25 into 5 is 125. Now 125 divided by 2. So keep it in mind. Okay, x value is changing each and every time. Understood? And now x value is 62.5. So power of 62.5 is this. And x value is 3906.25. And you are dividing with 3. So 1302. Is it clear, children? Any doubt so far? Is it clear? So I'm stopping it here and go through the lesson. Very interesting. Okay, so go through the lesson. Still, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, see you. Bye in the next class. Thank you.